Hi, I'm Mike Massey, owner of Massey's Woodworks and inventor of the WIT Brushless staining system. If you're watching this video, you're probably a fence builder like me. Maybe you build decks and arbors as well. We all understand the benefits of pre-staining the wood before these projects. Our customers appreciate a structure that looks better and lasts longer, and we appreciate getting paid in full when construction is complete and not having to keep a customer on the books for an extra few weeks while waiting for a stain job to get done. Now, pre-staining really didn't earn us any more money than spray staining did. Usually we were able to add just enough to the bid to cover the staining company's fees, but the convenience was worth it. Unfortunately, over time those fees went up, and the turnaround time on orders got up to 3 weeks and even more. Most of the companies I know gave up on pre-staining. Several stopped staining altogether. The thing with it is your customer still wants a pre-stained fence, and they're willing to pay a reasonable fee to get it. Look at it this way. Your customer is willing to spend this much on a new fence. Now this much of the pile goes to you, the builder. He's willing to spend this much to have his fence pre-stained. So you could give all that money to the company you farm out your pre-staining to, or maybe you're able to talk him into letting you spray stain it later. Of course, then you only get to keep this much of the pile. Your customer gets to keep some of his money, but he doesn't really get what he wanted. Worse than that, you're actually leaving money on the table. But what about this? What if your company could do the pre-staining? Then you'd be able to keep all this money for yourself. That would be sweet. Now, I'm not saying you need to invest in a staining warehouse complex. There's no need for giant vats or cranes or forklifts or trucks. I'm talking about being able to do this in your own backyard, even your driveway.
This is the WIT Brushless staining system, designed for low viscosity, high oil content stains like Ready Seal. It's self-contained and eco-friendly, with no atomized fumes and no brushes or rollers that have to be frequently cleaned and often replaced. Portable, fast, and easy to use. One person can set it up and stain enough wood for a normal-sized fence in about 2 hours. This machine does everything you need. It applies the stain, blows off excess, and stacks the wood automatically. And the WIT brushless staining system can handle more than just fence pickets. With a quick adjustment to the blower height, it can handle wood sizes from 1x2s all the way up to 2x10s.
So what are the benefits to pre-staining it yourself, besides the money you save that you would be paying somebody else? Well, scheduling. Staining it yourself means you're not a slave to someone else's truck schedule. You don't have to wait a few extra weeks because they're backed up. And there's staining cost. Doing your own pre-staining will increase the volume of stain you use and allow you to buy in bulk. Using the large tub below makes mixing concentrate easy and money-saving. You can also keep a tighter inventory. When farming out the staining, you have to buy a few extra pickets. I mean, you can't risk a 3-week delay because you're a couple pickets short. And who knows how many unreturnable defective pieces you might get stuck with. Staining it yourself means you always can run off a couple more if you need to, and defective boards never get stained in the first place. So why go to all the trouble to make the machine so portable? It's easier to roll into the garage or into a shed whenever it's not in use. But that wasn't the real reason. A question for all of you that build arbors. How long does it take your crew to pre-stain the wood before assembly? Lay out all the wood, stain one side, flip it, stain another side, flip it. On my crews, I had a guy that did nothing but staining. On the small arbors, take him a day. On the larger arbors, where I had 100 pieces or more, could take 2 days. Now, I roll this machine out to the job site and get all that wood stained in about an hour.
At this job site, we were building a small patio cover. I decided to see just how long it took my guys to each stain one side of an 8-foot board. It averaged out at 1 minute and 3 seconds. Then we wheeled out the WIT system. It took me a whole 43 seconds to attach the exit track, and then I had the guys start staining. Now remember, it took them 1 minute and 3 seconds just to stain one side of an 8-foot board. Here, they're running through 14-foot long boards, and it's only taking 27 seconds to stain all 4 sides. And notice that the next board is started before the first board is even finished. 35 minutes later, my guys were able to stain this much wood with a thick and even coat. You're looking at 22 1x6s, 8 1x4s, 3 2x8s, and 10 2x6s for a grand total of 576 feet of wood. Bottom line, I was able to finish this job in the normal amount of time, but with one less guy.
Okay, some quick numbers to wrap this up. By pre-staining myself, I'm earning about $300 more per fence job. Compared to companies that no longer stain at all, I'm bringing in about $500 more per fence job. Now also think about the savings of being able to do several of your other projects with one less guy. This machine will pay for itself in less than half a season. Put another way, earn a few $1,000s more per year with the same number of jobs and work less. With the economy the way it is, there are only so many jobs to go around, and you need to squeeze everything you can out of each one. You might even open up a side business and pre-stain wood for other companies. Lumber yards, think about being able to offer next day service on pre-stained wood. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you found it informative. If you need more information or want to buy a WIT brushless staining system, here's what you do. Okay, now you notice the crack and look at it and kind of push it apart so you can see that it's split.